How's it, Okes, and welcome back to the Fight Scene YouTube channel and the start of the Fight Scene podcast with my boy Robbie here.
What's up, boys?
So, yeah, big, long time coming. It's been loading. And finally, we get us started on a special weekend of UFC316, Marab vs. Sugar, the rematch. Some exciting stuff coming up about that. Robbie leans one way on that, eh?
Sugar by KO. Enough said.
So yeah, there's your little preview into the way he thinks this one's going to go. So we'll just jump straight into it. We're going to go in through the whole bout list and give it a little bit of an opinion on it. So starting off with Marco Medeiros versus Mark Choinski. Choinski makes his debut in the UFC against Medeiros. Medeiros, pretty dangerous guy.
Did Choinski come off Contender Series, or is he just off his debut?
He came off Anthony Pettis FC.
Okay, nice.
So, whereas Medeiros, pretty violent fighter, pretty good Muay Thai kickboxer.
Quite a win streak now.
Yeah, Contender Series boy, and then a unanimous and a split decision win. He's a pretty dangerous oak. I don't see him getting Choinski out of there in the distance.
That seems like a decision there.
Yeah, he seems like a bit of a decision merchant. So yeah, we'll go Medeiros on that one. Pretty simple pick. So moving swiftly along into the second bout, which is Quillan Salkeld versus Yanal Ajmus. Exciting one.
Interesting Australian name, to be honest. I thought this was about to be quite an even conflict, being both of them Middle East. But Quillan comes in from down under, which is awesome. But I think, being 6 foot and lightweight, good advantage.
Yeah, he's massive. Massive.
Good reach.
And he knocked Jubilee. Unsolved Jubilee, I think it is. Knocked him clean out, bro.
Goodbye.
After that, Oak said he could out-wrestle Khabib and submit him, dude.
Yeah. I think he deserved it after.
Yeah, he deserved to get knocked the fuck out, let's be real. And Ajmus, Oak's not bad either. He is 8-1, but I think the range is going to be a killer for him.
Yeah, I think the age youngster gets this one done here. 25 years old.
Big time, and he's an exciting prospect, so I'm keen to see him.
And a massive minus 650 favorite.
Yeah, enormous. Okay, so we're going Salkeld on that one. Then, mentioning Unsal Jubilee, he knocked out this next guy, Jeka Saragi, who's taking on Jusang Yu. So yeah, getting knocked out by Unsal Jubilee has got to be your...
So yeah, I mean, Indonesian as well, versus South Korea, and I think Jusang Yu undefeated. I mean, if you get knocked out by Jubilee or...
Jusang Yu also a minus 550 favorite. So Saragi, or however you pronounce his name, he does have a couple KO wins in road to the UFC, but I think we've seen that the level of fighting in road to the UFC is kind of below par.
To be fair, he's an entertaining fighter. Last of his 5 fights have all ended in finish, so
whether it's him or the opponent,
maybe something to look out for a finish on that fight.
Yeah, maybe out of nowhere, little Saragi KO of Jusang Yu.
Maybe.
But I don't know, I guess we'll see. But I think I'm going to go for Jusang Yu in that one, Then moving on to our final bout in the early prelims, Ariana De Silva versus Wang Kong. Also another big favorite for Wang Kong, minus 600 to De Silva's plus 400.
Yeah. Wang Kong comes in with a little bit of hype from the women's side of the UFC, as she
big time
likes to come in wearing a Joker mask on her face, and has also quite an entertaining fighter. She's had quite a few finishes as of recently, so yeah, quite one to watch.
Yeah, no, she's definitely also a road to UFC, but she seems to be the top end of the road to the UFC, unlike the other Oaks. You check that New Zealand Oak with the face tattoo knocked.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oaks were shooting in the comments, what is that ugly face tat? And it's like, bruh, that's what the New Zealand Oaks do.
Yeah,
Maori. And it's not like the UFC is unfamiliar to shocking tattoos, dude. Jamal Hill has some of the worst, with the 2 little thumbs on his chest, dude. Like, I don't know what that reason is, like, no disrespect, but like, could be better. But yeah, Wang Kong, she's very exciting fighter against Ariana De Silva, and she should get the job done. De Silva has been finished by KO TKO 4 times.
And it's 0-2.
Yeah.
The last 2.
Yeah, so she's got more experience in the cage and in the UFC, but I don't think that's going to help her against the Joker Wang Kong. So Wang Kong, maybe by finish, who knows?
Yeah,
I reckon. Okay, moving into the prelims, our first bout, Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. The former neo-Nazi had his bout cancelled last week. He's back now against Chaos Williams. I've seen a lot of oaks saying Chaos Williams doesn't have much of a chance in this one, but I like him by finishing this one against Gustafsson. I don't know. I think he could get it done. He did get subbed by Gabriel Bonfim in his last fight, but prior to that, he did knock out Harris, and he's got a knockout win against FightSceneZA.
Does Andreas have any relation to Alex by any chance?
I don't actually know, to be honest. He is also Swedish, but I think Gustafsson's not exactly very original.
Well, maybe, you never know. We'll just actually fact check that just now. But if it is, I mean, it's a huge pick then this weekend.
Yeah, that would be
if
pretty
he's got
crazy.
some brotherly... people, sister, brother. Yeah.
Doesn't look like they're brothers.
No. Okay, never mind. He's a fraud.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think he's they're not related. I don't think Gustafsson's a very I think it's a pretty common name in Sweden.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Chaos Williams, someone's saying Chaos Williams could get finished. But I think he's gonna finish Gustafsson. But Gustafsson's on a pretty crazy run. But his last win was in the Contender Series.
This is UFC debut, yeah, technically. Yeah.
So that either goes one way or the other. Either they storm the other or they get flatlined.
Yeah.
So I think Chaos Williams.
What are the betting lines for it?
Chaos Williams is the favorite, marginally,
quite equal,
195 to
yeah.
a plus 165.
It's a crazy name, Chaos.
Well, his name's Kalen. It's not actually Chaos, but
okay, because I was about to say like spelled wrong and everything.
Yeah, no, it's Kalen or whatever. Okay, the people's main event next. No, Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta in the heavyweight division.
Sure.
Thoughts?
I'm getting tired of these heavyweights fights. There's only about like 20 of them on the roster now. You're only one fight away from being in the top 15. The skill level is really not good at all compared to the poor bloody flyweights fighting for their lives on the prelims. And then you get these big fucking Maoris or something coming on you and swinging. But no, at least maybe hopefully for a knockout. That's always fun. At least they have hands and power.
I only think the way this ends in a finish is either Cortez Acosta knocks out Sergey Spivak or Spivak submits him.
Yeah.
But Spivak could also just wrestle fucking for 3 rounds and get a decision. Because Cortez Acosta doesn't have great defense, I don't think.
Pretty close fight. But I rate Spivak has that Russian name in him. Even though he's Moldovan.
Well, he is from Moldova. Yeah, I'm also going to lean towards Spivak on that one. Okay, then this is a pretty exciting one. The next in the light heavyweight division, Azamat Murzakanov versus Brenson Ribeiro. Murzakanov, that oak is pretty dangerous, 14-0. He does not mess about. He has got 10 KO TKO wins, including his last fight against Alonzo Manyfield. He knocked him out. And he's got a win over Dustin Jacoby, who we saw just knocked out. Who did he knock out? I can't even remember now. Bruno Lopez, I think his name is. But yeah, so Azamat Murzakanov, he is pretty
5-0 in his last 5 on it. Well, yeah, 14-0, I guess. But yeah, good last 5 on the resume.
Yeah, Ribeiro, also sort of a striker, but he does have a sub win in his last fight. But he has been knocked out, and he got knocked out by Zhang Mingyang. Dog, you know that oak. Everyone knows that oak.
Yeah, he's coming up.
But yeah, I think Murzakanov will probably knock him out.
Quite a heavy favourite in the matchup as well.
Yeah, minus 600 is also crazy.
Yeah.
I think he's taking.
Sure, even though Azamat is the old dog and 36 years old.
I know, dude. I did also notice that,
Yeah.
and Ribeiro is 28, which is an interesting
So how is
matchup.
Azamat 36 years old and never lost? So is he like the GOAT?
Well, to be fair, he hasn't had that many fights in
Yeah.
the UFC, so maybe he just got on it late. But yeah, no, dude. He's He's a bully, dude. He is a bit of a bully. He's certainly getting up there, but you know, I reckon he'll knock.
You reckon Spivak by sub?
Yeah, dude.
Has he gotten a sub before?
Yeah. That's the all last fight, dude.
I'm looking at the sub average and it's
Yeah, no, look here. Spivak has got many a sub win, dude. He's got 8 submission wins, bro, including Derek Lewis and Martin Tybura. Tybura does not get submitted, so he's a legit grappler. But yeah, Mirzakhanov in that one, pretty easy pick. Then our feature fight on the prelims: Bruno Silva against Joshua Van in the flyweight division. Bruno Silva, also, he's not a bad fighter, but Joshua Van, I think, is just so good, and he's so young, 23.
12-year age difference in this fight.
Bruno Silva got KO'd by Manel Kape in his last fight.
He's a legit contender, though. Only loss in his last 5 being Manel Kape.
Yeah, he is legit.
A lot of finishes.
But Joshua Van and -700 favorite is kind of crazy.
It is a huge favorite. They do. Josh Van does have a lot of hype at the moment. But he did lose. Not too long ago, no?
He did lose. He did. But to Charles Johnson.
Yeah. But that was still like last year.
He's very active because he's so young.
Yeah.
He's consistently fit, dude. He's consistently training.
Yeah.
So he's always just ready to go, which is quite lekker. I reckon he'll take a decision win here. He doesn't really have very strong hands, but Bruno Silva won't get him down. Joshua Van has pretty good takedown.
Experience as well. Yeah, I don't know if he'll get finished out of there, but yeah.
But I think Van by decision.
The betting lines are interesting for that.
Yeah, huge favorite.
I would think it's closer than that.
Guess we'll see come Sunday
Bruno
morning.
Silva pick maybe. Yeah.
Okay, heading into our main card. Here we go. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland in the welterweight division. It's welterweight Kevin Holland. What more do I need to say? So many Oaks have been picking Vicente Luque, and I don't like it. I don't like the disrespect for Kevin Holland. What do you think?
Kevin Holland, 6'3". We've seen him middleweight, we've seen him welterweight. He can really do whatever division he pleases. I think he does whatever he gets chosen to do and whatever pays him. A lot of people have been saying that he's been giving up recently and he's a bit of a gatekeeper, but I reckon he finishes Luque and then title shot next.
It's actually crazy how young he is. He's 32.
Yeah,
he's been around forever and he just fights all the time. How can you not love the Oak?
Yeah.
And I've got something interesting that I haven't seen anyone talking about, bro. Kevin Holland by KO on Vicente Luque, dude. I've seen Oaks saying Vicente Luque by sub and whatnot. Dude, Luque got KO'd by Buckley. I know it was long ago, but Kevin Holland KO'd Buckley, and Holland still got that in him. I promise you, flash knockout is loading.
Yeah, Luque does have quite a resume, to be honest. His last 5 for all the big top contenders.
I was ready to knock him out or to go.
Yeah, no, he's legit. And Kevin Holland, when was his last knockout even, dude?
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
He has not gotten a knockout win in a while. Since Buckley, I think. No, Ponzinibbio.
And then Alexander.
Since last
Dude,
summer, sharp.
These things. But yeah, no, that's okay. Maybe not so confident with the Holland by KO, but I still pick Holland to win. Maybe even by a sub, dude. He can do anything.
Oh, Holland by decision. Yeah, I think he's good enough. Maybe I think he only gets finished by the top guys. So I don't know if he's getting finished by Luque.
Yeah, dude. He's hard to put away sometimes. He's long. He's got limbs. He can submit you. He can knock you out. He can keep you at a range and just fuck you up. Big fan of Kevin Holland, dude. So I'm definitely picking him for that one. Okay, then the next one. Everyone's been licking their lips at this one. Mario Bautista against Patchy Mix, the debut for the Bellator champ. And another big test to see, is Bellator that much worse than the UFC? Because if Patchy Mix comes in and if he loses to Bautista once, at all, or if he loses badly, it's not going to look good.
I've always seen Patchy Mix high up on pound for pound lists for a long time, and I've always never seen the guy perform or anything. So if he does get through Bautista with ease, then obviously fair enough. But if he does even not look that good against Bautista, then there's serious questions on the other organizations, because he is meant to be the best of the bantamweights that's outside of the org. So
yeah, Dude, and like, I reckon he wins this fight, but it would be so bad if he didn't.
Yeah.
I reckon he can sub Mario Batista. I've seen a lot of folks saying Batista wins this one, dude.
I mean, I hope Patchy makes literally like front kicks his face off, but obviously I hate Bautista for that older fight.
Yeah.
But fucking Patchy makes better KO in my opinion.
I know. I was watching some like highlights of Patchy Mix and stuff, dude, and like he is a very wrestle heavy guy. Well, not wrestle heavy, grapple heavy, and he looks for submissions. He looks for your back. He's fucking good at it. So I reckon he could submit Mario Bautista. I don't think Bautista's like takedown defense and that stuff is necessarily that good. And I certainly don't think he's gonna hold Patchy Mix against the cage for 3 rounds, dude. No chance.
Hopefully not.
So interesting pick. Bautista plus 155 underdog. Patchy Mix minus 185. So decent favorite for Patchy Mix, but he should be the favorite, honestly, dude. Like he's beat fucking dude. You know who he beat? Magomedov.
Oh,
he beat him twice.
He beat the ultimate Russian boss.
He beat him by decision, or he subbed him, and then he beat him by split decision. Magomedov, dude, come on. But yeah, moving swiftly along, Kelvin Gastelum taking on Joe Pfeiffer. Not even, he's 33, crazy Kelvin Gastelum. But yeah, Kelvin Gastelum, KG versus Joe Pfeiffer, the hardest hitting pound for pound.
It's harder than in Gunnet.
But yeah, this is, I don't know if this is even going to be that good of a fight, dude. I don't know how it's going to go, because Pfeiffer's not going to knock Gastelum out. Gastelum's chin is too good. Gastelum might go for the wrestle heavy approach. I don't know, dude. Interesting one to call.
No, it is up at middleweight here. They told Kelvin he can't cut down to welter anymore. No more for you.
No more.
So yeah, it's interesting to see how he does. Joe Pfeiffer obviously quite hard hitting, has quite a big height and reach advantage on him, which could be interesting to see. But yeah, being quite a heavy favorite, I think I'm leaning towards the younger Joe Pfeiffer in this one.
Yeah, I think decision loading for Pfeiffer. I don't know what his like ground game's like, to be honest. I just know him more as a KO kind of guy.
Yeah.
So interesting to see how he fares against Gastelum, who has an infinite gas tank and will mix in takedowns and things like that. But yeah, I still think he gets it done. Okay, then our main event in the women's bantamweight division, the title fight between Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison, the roided up dude in the women's bantamweight division. Yeah, minus 800 favorite, dude. But yeah, you can see why. She's enormous. Dude, I don't know how Juliana Pena is stepping in there.
I mean, when I saw Kayla Harrison's debut against Holly Holm at UFC300, she absolutely ragdolled her like nothing else. Like, I've kind of seen that the title shot has to come soon. She had to go through one more opponent and ended up winning by decision. Surprised there wasn't actually a finish in that one. But yeah, this one's interesting. Juliana Pena has a big mouth. Keeps speaking a lot of keeps speaking a lot of trash. I think Kayla Harrison should actually be the younger fighter in this one. You wouldn't think so looking at them. But yeah, I would back Kayla Harrison in this one through pure gorilla strength.
Yeah, dude. But like, Kayla Harrison seems like she's not that dangerous. Like, actually, like in her last fight, like it.
I just think she is just. Yeah, I don't know if she's that skillful, but she's just so strong and big.
She's huge, dude.
I just think she can just get it done. But yeah, I mean, such a heavy favorite, like one of the biggest favorites on the card, which is a bit, I think, slightly disrespectful to Pena. But I mean, we'll see.
Dude, yeah, she beat Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, but I don't think she wins this one, unfortunately. I think Kayla Harrison will just be a little bit too dominant. I could see. I don't know if I can see Kayla Harrison winning. Definitely not by KO TKO, but I was thinking maybe by sub, but I'm not sure how likely that is.
I mean,
Pena's hard to finish.
Outside pick Pena by decision. Good go.
There could be that because I have, Kayla Harrison has a tendency to gas a little bit. So, this has she done was Holly Holm? No,
she definitely wasn't 5, but she's definitely done 5.
Yeah, but she does slow down, and Pena's been here a lot before. So, interesting to see how Harrison's gas tank fares up. But, yeah, it's a tough one to go for Pena.
Yeah, I know, it is a tough.
But you never know, dude. Underdog money could be made there. Stay tuned.
Definitely.
Okay, yeah, but Kayla Harrison, final pick. And then going to the main event, Merab Dvalishvili versus the Sugar Sean O'Malley, the rematch. Robbie, I'll let you take this one away, dude. Tell me your thoughts.
Obviously, it's a rematch of the one that happened at the Sphere. I think it was in September of last year. Been quite a long wait for this one. Obviously, Merab's fought in that time in January against Umar. To a lot of people's surprise, he made that one look really easy. Merab is serious contention for being labelled as a bantamweight GOAT, and you really can't disregard his cardio and his strength and all his wrestling. And having said that, I think Sugar Sean O'Malley by round 1 KO. That's just my prediction at the end of the day, but that's a fact as well.
Yeah, so Robbie going bold there. Love the breakdown, love the analysis. The Sugar Show, I want him to be champ just because he's exciting to watch, and Merab is just fucking boring, dude. Like, he should get the hate that Bilal gets because no finishes. Dude,
no finishes. At least, I guess it looks like every round he fights literally looks like round 1, but he really must just implement something into his game other than just hold and pressure. Like, he's got to go for subs or something.
Dude, his strategy to win is infinite gas tank. Yeah, that's it.
It's just, I will hold you for more, and win my points.
So, but he is finishable. We have seen him being knocked out before. So.
Sean did catch him at the end of round 5 in the first fight and made him look very, he made him look like he could get hurt there. So interesting if Sean can do that a little bit more. Also, Sean O'Malley didn't look like himself in that first fight. So I think if he comes out in this...
The Sphere lights, dude.
They did. I mean, he is undefeated at the end of the day. So I hope he can come out and just put his lights out and knock Merab's big head in.
I really hope so too, dude. I really... I don't think I'm going to pick Sugar. In my picks when we release them on Friday or Saturday, whatever. But I have to pick Merab just because it's just
I did that once with Bilal.
Yeah, now it's going to be the other way around, I guess. Robbie picked Bilal, I picked JDM, which was a shock pick from him, dude. I didn't expect it. And then he goes, and then JDM goes and, fucking beats Bilal. So now he's going to pick Sugar, I'm going to pick Merab, and let's hope fucking Sugar wins, dude. I would love that, but I think Merab will just be, I don't think it's something special where Sugar's going to be insane just because he stopped jerking off and smoking weed. The amount of fucking things I've seen this week where it's all it talks about is how Sugar gave up smoking weed and all that. I'm like, okay, are we getting
it's coming. And it's cool because once Sean wins, he'll probably call out Bautista if he beats Patchy next so get ready for some cool matchups.
Yeah. Final pick, I'm going to go for Merab, I presume.
Yeah,
Sugar. There we go. So I guess we'll have to see what happens come Saturday night. But yeah, that wraps up the 319 breakdown. Now, Robbie, I'm going to... Is it 319?
316.
316, I don't know why. 319 is Drickus' card.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just locked into that, dude. Okay, so these are some of the bets that I've been thinking about. Okay, so our early prelim parlay is Medeiros, Selkirk, and Kong. That's 3 out of the 4 prelims.
Yeah.
Should be solid, easy. I haven't checked the odds on it, but... easy one that should cash. Then the KO TKO, some bold ones. Chaos
Luka
Williams
and Gus are getting KO'd, huh?
Chaos Williams. This is not Nepal, these are just separate ones. But Chaos Williams by KO TKO, and then Kevin Holland by KO TKO. Holland, after thinking about it now and chatting about it, I'm a little bit more skeptical. But Chaos Williams, I think either he gets finished or he finishes Gustafsson. It's that type of fight, and I think he has it in him to get the finish on the feet.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And then our cycle parlay. So in case you don't know what that is, it's 1 sub, 1 decision, and 1 KO TKO. So we're going Patchy Mix by sub against Mario Bautista, Mirzakhanov by KO, and then Merab decision. I know you're not going to like the last one, but I think that's the safest one of them all, dude.
I will have to disagree with that, unfortunately. I think just pick one of the women's fights and load it in there. It's just such a...
Not Merab.
I think that's more sense.
But which woman? That's the tough one.
The earlier one in the fight, isn't there?
Should I lock in Kayla Harrison by decision, maybe?
Yeah, honestly.
Or there's even...
the other
this lady here... Wait.
Oh, is there only Wanko? Oh, you can't do Wanko.
Is it only Wang Kong? Yeah, no, I can't do Wang Kong by decision.
Okay, yeah, then
Harrison.
Harrison.
Nah, dude, shut up, bro. Marab by decision is definitely a solid.
Sean putting his lights up.
And then another decision. I mean, another cycle or not a cycle parlay, just another parlay is Salkid by KO again. I think that's got to happen.
Yeah.
And then Spivak by decision, and then Joshua Van by decision. There, I think that Joshua Van decision should be fine.
He's such a huge favourite there. I would even lower it on the other, just because, we were looking at that and that Bruno Silva isn't a bad oak, only lost a couple.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to beat Joshua Van. I'll see, it depends what the odds are. I haven't fully looked at them.
Yeah.
And then another thing I've thought about is obviously Spivak by submission.
Oh, yeah.
I actually don't think that Sporting Bet has loaded, because that's what I use, but I don't think that Sporting Bet has loaded the odds for the method of victory. Usually they only upload that on literally the Friday or Sunday morning. I mean Saturday morning. Where's the one I want to look at now? There's Spivak. Yeah, see, it's not loaded yet. What's has any of them loaded? Pena Harrison. Okay, Kayla Harrison to win by submission. What? 225 only, dude. That's not a lot. That's crazy.
It's because it might happen.
Okay, oh wait, what was her by decision? It's gonna be less, dude. How is a decision more odds than submission?
Because I think she did finish Holly Holm by sub, so
Yeah,
she does have a
guess.
lot of subs. She is like a judo Olympian.
Okay, what's Sugar Show by KO? 5.5 only, dude. That's not even
What the
low.
house?
Murab by decision 1.5.
What's Marab by KO? Huh?
8. Do they really think Murab would ever KO Sugar? Did not have. Oh, I guess if you flattened him out, maybe. You never know. Sub only 9.
Sugar by sub.
26, dude.
Sugar by sub.
Sugar KO TKO could easily be a cheeky one, but I don't know if that's really gonna come true, to be honest. Okay, now, I had 3 questions that came from the thing I put up on the Instagram. Okay. So only 3 oaks said something. So the one was that Ilya Topuria is the next McGregor. So what are your thoughts on that?
Top Turo.
Yeah, top Turo.
Ilya Top Turo.
Yeah.
I don't think there will ever be another Conor McGregor, to be honest.
Yeah.
But as far it's so weird because when I hear that question, I don't know if that's in terms of personality and him in the cage or outside the cage. Because inside the cage, yeah, I guess.
Superstar is, I think, in terms of a superstar in the UFC.
Yeah. No, I don't think so because he's Spanish. I think if he was American or English speaking, I just think the Spanish it's not that big in the UFC. Is one of the only good Spanish fighters.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he's doing in the cage, whatever he says has been happening, and I guess that is a bit like Mystic Mac. But yeah, if he keeps knocking out my goats, then no, he's not McGregor.
So then, leading on the same topic, there was that Charles Oliveira is going to submit Ilya. I don't know how I feel. Oh well, actually, wait. Let me get my take on the first one. I tend to disagree with you, dude. I don't think anyone will reach that level of fame as McGregor did. Where that's McGregor. But if Ilya keeps going the way he's going, he could get there, dude. I mean, he is picking his fights. He's calling his shots. Oaks want to see him fight all the time.
If he doesn't fight Islam, though, he has to fight Islam.
Yeah, if he fights Islam, that is going to be the next sort of equivalent to McGregor.
The closest thing to.
I would say in recent times, since Khabib McGregor, will be the next closest super fight. But yeah, so Oliveira submits Top Turo. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I love Dubronx, and obviously I low-key want him to win that fight. But if I'm looking at the future of the UFC, I think it will be really cool if Topuria does win and keep defending at lightweight, and Islam say beats JDM and keeps defending at welterweight, that we will get that fight one day. And I do really want to see that fight. So maybe, I would love Dubronx to win. The edits will just be so flames. I'd love to watch those. But by sub, can he sub Ilya?
Can he get Ilya down?
Ilya is very good jiu-jitsu as well. He hasn't tended to show it because he doesn't need it to. He just knocks people out.
I think Ilya by KO is more likely than
Sure,
Bronx by sub. I just don't want to think about it,
I'm going
dude.
to be like biting on a pillow while watching that fight because every time Ilya throws Charles' chin, it's going to be up in the air,
And he's
going to get hit once and drop to the floor, and Ilya's going to rush him.
with Charles's chin, Ilya could put him to sleep, dude.
Sure.
So enough about that. And then the last one that came through was actually from Jack. That said something like,
"Fuck you, Jack."
that said something like Harrison is gonna decapitate Pena, dude. And I tend to agree with that, but like not by KO. I think decapitate, maybe like squeeze her head off, but because I don't see her knocking Pena out. But yeah, Harrison will win, I reckon.
I do think Harrison will win. Juliana Pena really does kind of annoy me. Her mouth is
She's
just always speaks.
Isn't she the Venezuelan vixen? Isn't that her,
something
dude?
like that? But it will be kind of cool. I want Kayla Harrison to win that, so maybe Amanda Nunes keeps hinting about coming out of retirement. That's quite a big super
dude,
fight.
Nunez versus Kayla Harrison is one of the biggest
I
super
think
fights.
you can get...
The only other one that I think would be bigger than that is Nunez Shevchenko.
Yeah.
That's the two woman goats, dude. Like that would be a fucking sick super fight.
Have they had that though?
No, dude, they never fought. Because Shevchenko, no, they've never fought because it's a different weight class. Shevchenko's what is it, flyweight? Because Nunez is bantam, and
but they so often move like in between.
Well,
Nunez
had two. Nunez had bantam and not straw. Bantam and, is it feather?
Well, they don't have a feather anymore, but I'm pretty sure they want to take. I think they should get rid of the.
There's only 3 weight classes: fly, straw, and bantam. So Nunez was bantam and straw then. No, bantam and... Oh no, she's bantam and whatever the other one... I don't even fucking know. Dude.
No, she was... I'm pretty sure she could have been bantam and there was feather, then they took it away because there were only like 4 fighters in it.
Yeah, no, it's... Scrap them all. No, I'm joking. Not many piss breaks on UFC 316. Nice to see, dude.
I think a good implementation would be is you only put women's title fights on the cards and everything else can go on the like kind of contender series, you know? I don't know. Or top contenders, but not on the main card.
Only 1 to 5 ranked and champion are allowed to.
It mustn't be co-main either. It can be the opening fight of the main card.
The prelim headline.
We want Pfeiffer Gastelum as co-main.
I'd rather have Holland Luke.
Patchy Max Bautista, yeah.
Oh no, Bautista doesn't deserve a co-main. Fuck that guy.
Put the Jubilee on the main card. It'll be good for these people.
Unsolved Jubilee, dude. The guy who can submit Habib.
Good shot, Virat.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of Virat, dude, Virat's gonna win the IPL this year, bro. It's a good year for India. Unsolved Jubilee just needs to get a win, dude.
Yeah, good God.
Back to the lobby, dude. But yeah, okay, so I think that just about wraps up the first episode of the Fight Scene podcast. I wanted to keep it, like I was hoping like around 20-25 minutes, but I think 30 is a pretty good.
Cuts in there.
Nah, no cuts, dude. No, everything you said is gonna be on there. Okay. But yeah, hopefully enough Oaks, a lot of Oaks watch this. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, we're hopefully gonna keep pumping them out. We are going away now. So we'll see what happens, but there'll still be content, don't worry. Just not sure the podcast will load instantly unless we bring.
What are we doing when we drive to St. Francis early and the UFC's on? You can watch it in the car.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can lock into that live stream, dude. But yeah, so I guess that's been us, bro. I'm Tom, that's Robbie, and
when we crash the car, but Sugar wins by KO.
Thanks for watching.